My friends, are reading from the Holy Gospel according to Saint Luke.
Glory to you, O Lord.
Some Pharisees came to Jesus and said, "Go away, leave this area because Herod wants to kill you." And he replied, "Go and tell that fox, behold, I cast out demons and I perform today healings, and tomorrow, and on the third day, I accomplish my purpose. Yet I must continue on my way today, tomorrow, and the following day. For it is impossible that a prophet should die outside Jerusalem. Jerusalem, Jerusalem, you who kill the prophets and stone those sent to you. How many times I yearn to gather your children together as a hen gathers her brood under her wings. But you were unwilling. Behold, your house will be abandoned. But I tell you, you will not see me until the time comes when you say, Blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord." My friends, the good news of our salvation.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
Good morning, my sisters and brothers. This morning, when I was reading our gospel reading for today, I realized that our Lord is a person full of determination. I can even say that determination runs deep in his blood, even to the point that he is in a way determined to save souls here on earth, but at the same time it is also clear to him, crystal clear to him, what he really wanted to do in terms of his dream, in terms of following the will of God. In other words, nothing could stop him, including the threat of people, or even the threat of things that may happen in his life. Sisters and brothers, I guess this is also something that we need to reevaluate in our lives today, especially in the midst of this COVID virus or pandemic. Are we still determined in our life? Are we still, in a way, in terms of our own energy? Can we say that our energy in doing the will of God, or serving other people, or loving the Lord is still on high? Are you still, in a way, determined to do what you feel that you need to do in your own life? There are so many things that somehow we recognize that we need to do, and yet, because of our own fear, because of our own anxiety, or even doubt to God, or even doubting our own self-capacity or potentials, we set aside things that we're supposed to do and said, "Saka na lang, paganda na ako. Gagawin ko rin yan." But it's clear in your head, in your mind, the things that you know that you need to do, but unfortunately, we are actually delaying everything, even to the point that we are lagging in many things, even to the point that we recognize that we are not improving, or our growth is very slow. In this gospel reading for today, the Lord showed great determination, because when the Pharisees came to him with all honesty, have said or warned Jesus that he needs to leave the area or Jerusalem because there's a possibility that Herod Antipas will kill him. If you recall, when he was still a baby, Herod the father tried to kill also Jesus. Now the son is also, in a way, contemplating of killing Jesus. But in the reality, I guess, when you look or read the Bible, it is not an immediate killing of Jesus for Herod, but it is more on he desires to know Jesus. But maybe because of the fear of the Pharisees, they interpreted it as Herod wanted to kill Jesus. And so, out of concern, even if this is his enemy, they decided to come to Jesus and said, leave Jerusalem because Herod will come to kill you. But you know, my sisters and brothers, the Lord is actually very determined, a person full of determination, that he even called Herod fox. That's actually dangerous, no? When you say during the time of Jesus that this person is a fox, that's a dangerous word to brand someone a fox. Because when someone will be called fox, it means that this person is cunning and yet weak person. When you say that this person is a fox, it means that this is a worthless and insignificant person. Just imagine, can you tell Herod that he is a fox? Full of bravery, full of courage, full of determination. And then he said, no one can bring me out of this place or Jerusalem because no prophets should die outside Jerusalem. Napakaganda po ng sinabi niya, sisters and brothers. Walang propeta ang maaring mamatay sa labas ng Jerusalem. Dapat kung ikaw ay propeta, kung ikaw ay disipulo, kailangan mong mamatay sa loob ng iyong Jerusalem o sa loob ng iyong mga struggles sa buhay. And so the Lord is actually very determined to do the will of God, even to the point of being killed by Herod himself. Now, let's define determination. What's the meaning of determination? I consulted the dictionary and I realized, or the Google, and I realized that Wikipedia defined determination this way. And I quote, determination is a positive emotional feeling that involves persevering towards a difficult goal in spite of the obstacles. So it's actually a very positive feeling that we need to have, recognizing that we need to persevere in order to do or to fulfill a certain goal even with so many difficulties in life. Ikaw, magandang tanongin, sisters and brothers. Ikaw ba isang taong punong-puno ng determinasyon? Malinaw ba sa'yo ang gusto mong gawin sa buhay mo? Ang gusto mong gawin sa pamilya mo? Ang gusto mong gawin sa komunidad mo? Ang gusto mong gawin sa panahon ng pandemya? And you are willing to do it in spite of the difficulties, in spite of the possibility that you may get infected by this COVID virus. I guess this is also something that we need to consider when we look at our own frontliners. These people are a very determined person. I'm sure they do have their own fear, but I also recognize that because of their own determination, no threat, even the possibility of being infected by the virus, will never ever stop them. Even to the point that at the back of their own mind, the reality of putting themselves into danger or death is also a possibility. But they will go. They are a determined person, and their determination is coming from their own desire to love other people and to love God. Unfortunately, when we look at our own lives, sisters and brothers, we have this what we call urong-sulong attitude. Klaro sa'yo, ito yung gagawin. Pero pag nandyan na, uurong ka na naman. And then pag umuro ka naman, sabi ko, sige na nga, uulitin ko, gagawin ko naman. Pasok na naman, may threat na naman, may pagsubok na naman, may difficulties na naman. Bawi na naman, urong-sulong, urong-sulong. Palagay nyo, sisters and brothers, kung meron po ba tayong ganong attitude na urong-sulong, di ba hindi naman tayo lalago? Di ba hindi naman tayo susulong kung puro tayo urong? Sumulong ka nga, pero umuurong ka naman. Kaya nga, urong-sulong attitude is actually an enemy of commitment. We need to be more determined. We need to be more committed in the things that we are supposed to do. Kailangan po natin iwasan yung tinatawag natin yes, no attitude. Urong-sulong attitude. because it is not helping us, especially in following the Lord. My sisters and brothers, in this gospel reading for the day, the Lord said a prophet should never die outside Jerusalem. Propeta po tayo. Tayo po, ang bawat isang Kristiyano ay tinawag na propeta. Kutob ko mga kapatid, ang pinag-uusapang Jerusalem dito in the context of pandemic is basically the pandemic moments. Ang mismong nararamdaman natin mula noong Pebrero hanggang ngayon, and make it even extend even after Christmas, is basically our Jerusalem. Are you running away? Paano ka naman makakatakbo? Nasa loob ka ng mga pandemic. You cannot run away pandemic. You know, sister and brothers, even if you're in the midst of pandemic, but you are not engaged, you are not involved in finding solution, in helping those who are deeply affected by COVID virus, and you are so concerned with your own fear and anxiety alone without doing anything for other people. It's just me and me and me in the midst of this pandemic. Even if you're in the midst of the pandemic, you have run away. We need to do something. We need to be engaged. We need to be in our own Jerusalem, because no prophet, no Christian should die outside this Jerusalem that we are in. The question is, right now is, what are your fears? Ano yung mga takot mo? Bakit hindi mo ginagawa ang mga dapat mong gawin? Sa panahon ng pandemya, ano ba yung mga takot mo? What stops you from doing the things that you know that you need to do for your family or during this pandemic? What do you think? You know what is right? You know what you're supposed to do? Where is your Jerusalem? My sister and brothers, you may even ask, where do you think God is calling you in the midst of this pandemic? I remember also another definition by Northhouse with regard to determination. And he said, and I quote, "Determination is the desire to get that job done and includes characteristics such as initiative, persistence, dominance, and drive. People with determination are willing to assert themselves, they are proactive, and they have the capacity to persevere in any kinds of obstacles." So, ang ganda po ng definition. So, basically, we recognize that this is a desire, no? Yung tinatawag na sa Tagalog na libog, yung apoy na gawin ang dapat gawin. So, ask yourself, you know, when I was actually reflecting our gospel reading for the day, I recognized that Jesus was actually giving us 5 characteristics of a determined person in order for us to do what we are supposed to do in our life. Allow me now to give you these 5 or enumerate these 5 characteristics that I found in the gospel reading for today. Number 1, a determined person is a person of endurance. Endurance. Why? In this gospel reading for today, the Lord said, "Today, tomorrow, and the next day, I must be on my way." Yung po yung tinatawag ni endurance. No? Always on the go. Always on my way. There are some blocks. They may have some hindrances along the way. There are some challenges along the way. But I will never change my way. I need to endure this road. I need not to take another road, a huge road, a wider road. I need to take this road, even if it will mean difficulty. Endurance. I will endure. On the way. On the way. Are you on the way to doing what you know that you're supposed to do, or sitting somewhere, or walking somewhere? Endurance. The second word is a person who is actually a person of determination is a person who knows how to dream. Dreamer po mga tao ito. No? Tulad ng ating Panginoon, sabi sa ating pagbasa, on the 3rd day, I must finish my work. No? Klaro sa kanya. I must finish my work. And what is that? He needs to die in Jerusalem by carrying the cross, being crucified in order for us to be saved. Klaro sa kanya yun. Dreamer siya. Ikaw, dreamer ka ba? Ang ating Panginoon, dreamer not for himself, but dreamer for other people. Are you also a dreamer for other people? Persons who are determined are dreamers. Number 3, they are also doer at all costs. No? So in other words, they need to do it at all costs. What, even to the point of dying. That's what we have felt with the Lord. No? He was actually warned by the Pharisees not to proceed or to leave and to find other places to preach, not in Jerusalem. But the Lord said, no, I am a doer of the Lord's or the will of God. So I need to do it, even at all costs. Kayo po ba, ganon, sisters and brothers? Number 4, I also recognize that Jesus is also a person with crystal clear purpose. Malinaw sa kanya kung ano ang kanyang gagawin. Totoo po, sisters and brothers, sometimes yung ibang tao, walang determinasyon kasi hindi naman talaga malinaw sa kanila kung ano yung gusto nilang gawin sa buhay. O ayaw nilang tignan yung bagay na alam nilang ito yung dapat nilang gawin sa buhay. Sometimes that's us. The reason why we are not determined because it's not clear to us what we need to do in our own life. Kaya napakalaga po yung panalangin, sisters and brothers. Every day we need to pray because it is only in prayer that slowly the will of God is unfolding in front of God and it is becoming crystal clear what God wants us to do. And when it is crystal clear, you are now determined to walk through that, even to the point of doing, even to the point of giving your life, or even to the point of being hurt, because you know that this is crystal clear in terms of your own purpose. The last one, the Lord said, a person who is actually a determined person is a prayerful person. Taong madasalin. Ito po ang masasabi ko na kadalasan isa sa mga characteristics ng mga taong madasalin. Nalinaw sa kanila kung ano ang kailang gagawin. So may I review the 4 characteristics that Jesus is possessing, which is basically 5 characteristics of a person of endurance, a person of determination, endurance, dreamer, doer at all costs, crystal clear purpose, and a person of prayer. Kung ito pong mga characteristics na ito ay nasa atin mga kapatid, palagay ko, masasabi ko naman na ikaw ay isang taong determinado sa buhay mo. Sapagat ang mga taong determinado sa kanilang buhay ay ang mga taong nakatatagpo ng kanilang kaligayahan sa kanilang buhay. Sapagat sa huling pagkatuos, ito po ang dapat nating tandaan na in the end, we need to follow Jesus in terms of His own determination. Allow me now to end this homily with a quote by an anonymous, but I guess this is a good quote for us to summarize everything that what I have given. And I quote, "A bird sitting on a tree is never afraid of the branch breaking because her trust is not on the branch, but on its wings. Always believe in God and in yourself."